everyone, Joy here, Pampered Chef Consultant in the Gainesville area. Super excited to have with you today a really quick and easy summertime recipe. It's going to be a chicken bruschetta pasta, and we're going to use some leftover chicken that I made 2 days ago, and we are going to jazz it up, transform it, put it with some fresh seasonal vegetables, and have a really delicious dinner. It's going to come together really quick and easy. So I am very excited for you to join me. So if you'd like to cook along with me, grab your leftover chicken. I've also done this with canned chicken before. Works really well too. But some nice chicken. I got some fresh tomatoes, basil, garlic. We're gonna do some spaghetti. Gonna throw that in the microwave because you know how I feel about cooking pasta on the stovetop. And we're gonna pull this whole thing together really quick and easy. And all together, you guys, it should take maybe about 20 minutes. So this is like the go-to recipe. You're gonna wanna save this, share it to your profile, all the things, so you know where to find this when you need a quick and easy recipe for your leftover chicken. All right, so to get started, I'm gonna start with the pasta. Now I'm going to make probably about a half a box of this pasta, and I'm just gonna eyeball it. I'm not going to measure exactly because it's supposed to be a quick and easy dinner, and when you're doing quick and easy, you know, I got time for that. So we're going to just sort of eyeball it. That looks about right. Maybe a little bit more because I want some leftovers tomorrow. There we go. All right. So pasta's in, and yes, I'm going to break it. Please do not send me hate mail. There we go. All right. So pasta is in here. Now they do sell the pot-sized pasta in the smaller box. Usually it's what I'll grab when I see it, but I didn't have that today. And we're using some low sodium chicken stock. Now I love using chicken stock in my pasta over using just regular water because it gives it lots of flavor, not just like salty flavor, but it infuses a lot into that pasta. So I'm not using the whole carton, probably about 3/4 of the carton, but I just want the pasta nice and covered like that. Okay? Pasta's gonna absorb a lot of that. And right over the top, I'm putting my large boil over no more. Hashtag bring back the boil over no more. And that is going to go into the microwave, and we're gonna put that on for about 14 minutes. And while that's cooking, we're gonna go ahead and get the rest of our ingredients prepped and ready to go. So first things first, we've got our leftover chicken again. I had just grilled this up a couple of days ago. So I'm just gonna shred it. If you don't have salad choppers, you can just get out a knife and just cut it up into chunks or smaller pieces, however big you want your pasta to be, your chicken to be. So if you have the salad choppers, you just reach in, grab it, and just cut right through it, just like that. These really strong blades here just slice right through this chicken, and it's gonna make really quick work out of all of it. Even though it's been in the fridge and cold and all. So you're probably wondering, why not just put the chicken in the microwave so that it can cook along and heat up with the pasta? Well, I don't really want to do that because it's already cooked and I don't want to overcook it. So I'm going ahead and get it shredded up now, which will help it to sort of come up to room temperature while we're waiting on the pasta to cook. And then I'm going to just use the pasta and the extra pasta water that's going to be in there with the spaghetti, and just go ahead and put the chicken in there and just let the liquid, the pasta water, heat the chicken through. Okay, again, it's already cooked, so it doesn't need to be cooked a second time. We just kind of want to bring it up to temperature and get it heated up. So now that we've got this shredded, now of course if you're cutting it into chunks, you might want to cut it into smaller chunks. so it can like heat through when you add it in and toss it in with the pasta. But we are in good shape there. There you go. Shredded an entire chicken breast and some change. There we go. Perfect. I love these. If you do not have a pair of these, this needs to be on your Christmas list, because you saw how easy it is to shred up chicken, that like cold chicken too, that's been in the fridge for a while. And I love these when I'm making chicken salad. You guys can scroll back on my feed and see where I made chicken salad. It's so quick and so easy to do. All right, so now that we've got our chicken done, we're gonna start working on the bruschetta topping that's gonna go right along with it. So I've got some beautiful tomatoes. I think these are beefsteak probably. Yeah, they look like beefsteaks. So grab my knife here. And what I'm gonna do is just quarter these up and put them in my food processor. Again, we're not cooking these, but we are gonna let the heat from the pastas just sort of warm everything through, so you still get that really nice fresh tomato flavor that that comes from tomatoes. Now, my mom's dad, my grandpa Hughes, we called him Granddaddy, grew the best tomatoes. I can't get a tomato. Well, that's not true. I can grow them. And apparently they are so amazing that every insect in the neighborhood comes to feast on them. So we get our tomatoes from Publix. That's our lot in life, so. But if you are lucky enough to have a garden with some beautiful, delicious tomatoes in there, this is a great recipe to use those tomatoes, fresh tomatoes. You don't even have to stew them or anything like that. Just slice them up, chunk them up, throw them in your food processor. And I think we'll use 2, maybe 3, depends on how salty you like it. I like a lot of tomatoes, so I'll probably end up using 3. There we go. And the manual food processor just takes everything and just chunks it up. Really nice for you, just like that. Really quick work of these tomatoes. And so we'll do that for all of these. So do you have a favorite summer vegetable that you like to cook with? I mean, definitely tomatoes for me. Corn, summer corn, can't beat it. You can't. Canned, frozen, just does not taste anything like just fresh summer corn. Is the best, the best. And I feel like down here in Florida, we've got a nice long season for our corn. Like, I feel like we get fresh corn really like the majority of the year, because the weather is just so temperate here. It feels like it does really good. At least I always seem to find it in the store. Except like in the winter, but yeah. It's good stuff, good stuff. And the berries are in season now too, you guys. Oh my goodness. Strawberries in Florida actually peaked a couple of months ago, but our blueberries and our blackberries are in full season now, so that is really good. Now I think I might just do half of that. There we go. That looks good. I think that would be good. Alright. I think, I remember when I was growing up, I really wasn't a big fan of tomatoes. And my mom will tell you, I would pick them off of anything that tomatoes was on. I would not eat tomatoes. And then it's like when I got to college, I guess palate expanded as I got older, and I love tomatoes now. I will sit with like a tomato, salt and pepper, eat it like an apple. So good, so good. There we go. Perfect. That looks fantastic. All right. Now, with the manual food processor, this blade comes out. So if you ever are like making something and you need to store it, it comes with the lid, so you can process it up, pop a lid on, stick it in the fridge, and it's ready for you to go when you need it. Plus, this part is dishwasher safe, this part is dishwasher safe, and you just take a warm, wet washcloth and wipe the bottom of this off. You don't want to submerge this, it's got the mechanics in there, it can get a little clunky, but just wipe it off with a wet washcloth, and then it's good to go. Easy cleaning. Love that. Love that. All right. So we've got our tomatoes. They are beautiful. Ready to go. We're going to add some garlic to that. And do you guys remember how to pick a good clove of garlic? When you're picking a good clove of garlic, you want to think of men's underwear. You want whitey tighty, so you want the outside to be nice and white. You don't want a lot of discoloration in the outside, and you want the cloves nice and close together. If they've started to open up a little bit, it's older garlic. Doesn't mean it's bad garlic, but it's not as fresh as when the cloves are nice and tight together. And you can also tell from the outside of the skin of how it looks too. I think I'm going, since I used a little extra tomato, I think I'm going to use a little extra garlic too. Usually I would probably put about 3 cloves in there, but let's go with 4. We'll go with 4 just for fun. And why not, right? Gonna see if I still have my garlic tool in here, and I don't. It's walked off somewhere. All right, so let's do this. Let's use this one. Since I'm using like 4 cloves of garlic, I can justify bringing this bad boy out. So this is the Pampered Chef garlic tool. It's probably been out for about a year now, but it's got a top up here where you can mince garlic, flip it over, and you can slice garlic in there. And it has this little cup that holds everything in for you. Pop that in. And then this is, of course, a little cleaning tool, but this is your peeler. So to use this tool, you have to peel the garlic. Unlike with your garlic press, you can press the garlic without actually having to peel it, which is nice when you're only doing like 1 or 2 cloves or something like that. It makes it nice and quick and easy to deal with, but since we're doing more than one, let's have a little fun today. Play with some different stuff. There we go. So who has got some summer plans? Say hi when you join so I can know who's here. What do you guys got planned this summer? Is anyone traveling at all? As it turns out, we are going to be heading up to North Carolina the first week of July, and then heading up to Maryland a couple days later, visiting family and all, and going up for Katie's celebration of life. So excited to see everyone. Kind of wish for different circumstances, but you know, still excited to see the family. All right, I'm just cutting off the little bottoms there. And I'll just pop the garlic right on the top, push down, And all of my little garlic is down in there. All right, so we'll do that for all of these. And this is great when you have like a lot of garlic. Whenever you're cooking Italian food and you need a lot of garlic, or even like Chinese food tends to use a lot of garlic as well. But this just makes it really nice and easy. And you just use gravity. There you go. Give it a little smack. And all of my garlic is all sliced up in there, all diced up, ready to go right in. Now, with the garlic press, you get more of a crushed garlic. So you have lots of small pieces in there. This, you end up with pieces that are a little bit bigger. But for something like this, I think it'll hold up just fine. It'll be good. So next, I'm going to add some shallot. Shallots are a very mild onion. And they are perfectly fine to eat raw. They're a little bit sweet, not quite as aggressive as a yellow onion or even a red onion. I don't think, anyway. So they are very delicate, I think. So I'm gonna dice this guy up nice and tiny. There we go. And just make some very tiny dice out of here. Again, we're gonna rely on the heat of this pasta that's cooking in the microwave there to sort of tone everything down for us. Just hold still, we're on camera. There we go. Slow it down a little bit. There we are. There we go. All right. Woo. Pasta's done. All right. Grab all that. Pop over here. Fantastic. All right. Next, last but not least, our fresh basil. Love, love, love fresh basil. It is by far one of my favorite summer herbs to use. Just love the smell of it. So what I'm going to do is stack my leaves up. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just stack them on there. There we go. I have to say, you guys, it was so validating for me, for you guys to kind of come along with my craziness when it comes to how you put your items at the supermarket up on the conveyor belt. Yeah, I'm one of those people. And yes, I do reorganize the dishwasher if it's not loaded properly. I am, I usually wait until the person leaves the room. Don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I do go behind them and I fix it. So just certain ways it should be done. So anyhow. All right, so now that I've got all of my leaves here, I'm going to, they're sort of laid out. I'm just gonna sort of roll it up into a tight little roll here. It's not gonna be quite as pretty, but it'll get the job done. All right, now I'm just gonna take my knife and just run through real small ribbons. 10 points to anyone who knows what this is called. All right. I'm gonna stop talking so I don't take off the ends of my fingers here. 1 second, please. There we go. All right, so small ribbons of basil. It's called a chiffonade. All right. Oh, man, that smells amazing. So good. All right, so let's get this chicken out of, pasta out of our microwave here. All righty. And let's shift things around so you guys can see a little bit better. Pop it right here on the stove. All right. So you see our pasta here is still got a little bit of liquid in there, and that's actually perfect. It's perfect because the pasta, as it's cooling, is going to continue to absorb that pasta, the water in there. The pasta water is nice and starchy, so it's going to help thicken. Once we put all these ingredients together, it's gonna be really good. All right. I'm gonna grab my pasta tongs here. I'm gonna add in the chicken first and get that nestled in really good. Okay. So already you can see even the chicken is starting to absorb some of that extra liquid as well. Another reason why I like using fresh tomatoes too, fresh tomatoes are gonna have a lot of liquid to give to the party as well. All right. So here, I'm gonna put in our tomatoes, our shallots, and that garlic. And I'll toss all this together as well. Oh man, when that garlic hits the heat, oh, that smells amazing. Okay. All right, and we did use some, we did use the chicken broth, which had some salt in it, but the tomatoes, the acidity there is gonna kind of offset things. So let's add in some salt, not too much, some pepper as well. There we go. All together. And last but not least, this beautiful, beautiful basil on the top. And mix all that in there together. Perfect. And remember, guys, we only used about half of that box of pasta, and look at how much this made. I mean, this is a ton. This is a ton. So it is definitely a filling, even when you're using only half a box of pasta, one chicken breast, a couple of tomatoes, and some garlic, and you've got a really big filling meal. And you put this together with some Parmesan cheese on the top, maybe some garlic bread and a fresh salad, something like that. And dinner is done. Just that quick, just that easy. And another thing that I really like about it is that it's light. It's a really light, summery kind of dish with those fresh tomatoes, basil. I love the color. It's nice and light. What do you think? Pretty easy, right? A couple tomatoes and garlic and all that stuff. Now, you will notice that there is a little bit of liquid in here. Don't worry. Again, as that pasta cools, as that chicken starts to suck up all those juices, it's going to sort of dry it out a little bit. So you may even want to put a couple of splashes of your leftover chicken broth in here before you stick it in the fridge overnight, just so it doesn't completely congeal on you. Or if you heat it up the next day, throw a little chicken broth on there before you microwave it to kind of give it a little, loosen up a little bit. But that is it. That is it. It's a great way, again, to use some leftover chicken if you have it. Matter of fact, you can leave the chicken out. If you wanted to do this completely vegetarian, you could. And just leave the chicken out and just do it with the vegetables and the spaghetti. It would go great. You could even throw like some broccoli in there. I've actually seen it done as well with zucchini noodles if you wanted to really pump up the vegetables that are in there. So a couple of options for you, however you like to do it. This is another great recipe that you could prep ahead of time. You could dice up your tomatoes, slice up the onions, the garlic, and all that stuff the night before or a couple of days before, and then just throw it all together on the night you're going to make the dinner. So again, lots of options for you. I hope you enjoy this. Again, share it, bookmark it, save it, do whatever Facebook says to do. Comment, and that way it'll show back up for you when you want to make this again later. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you back here next week with another recipe. We are sort of taking a little bit of break from taste buds for the moment. But we're going to come back to that because they've got some really great recipes. But I wanted to show you this because I had leftover chicken and I didn't feel like going out and buying new stuff. So I am a big fan of use what you got in the kitchen, and this is a great way to do that. So I'll see you guys back here next week, 6 o'clock. Set a timer, set your alarm, bring a friend, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys back here next week. Have a good night.